Hello everyone, I'm Kealy and this is Voice for Creative, and today I'm here with Sew With Me Catch Up episode 5. So I've not filmed for a few days. I have made a few things which you'll see if you look at my other videos on my channel. So I did go ahead and make this. I didn't film the process, but I am planning to make a few more of them. So this is the Elliott tee by Helens closet, but I've kind of colour blocked it, pattern blocked it. But I've got lots of other scraps of fabric that I'm planning to use to make some more of these. So hopefully I will take you through the process in the next week or so, or a little bit after. So today I am spending a bit of time doing some sewing. So it's 1:45. My lunch is in the oven, so I'm going to eat that and then I'm going to get on with stuff. I am going to be making some cushions today. So we are getting 2 new wardrobes on Thursday and everything will be done safely. We're disinfecting things, and then it's my father-in-law, it's my stepfather-in-law who's made us the wardrobes, and he's going to come in, fit them, and we're not going to be in contact at all, so it is safe. And that means I'm going to have a whole wardrobe extra to fill with clothes. But it also means I want to kind of finish our bedroom off a little bit, because that'll be kind of the finishing touch. So we've got a mix mash of cushions on our bed at the moment, one of which was this cushion cover here, which I made is just a basic kind of 9-block patchwork with a border. And I think I made that like, I don't know, years ago, like 10 years, maybe longer. I think I made them when I was like 20, yeah, about 10 years. So I am going to change them up a bit. Now I don't always make cushions because I don't find it that enjoyable to make cushions because it's quite basic, but I am making cushions for this because we haven't really found any in the right colours. So I'm using this cotton that I got from Mark Pickle's Sewing Studio, and so it's a really beautiful blue, but then it's got lots of pastel colours, and my wardrobes are actually blue, and then the walls are kind of violet grey, and then there's grey on the bedding. So I think this kind of pulls everything together. So I am going to get on with that. I will check in again later. So I'm about to sew my cushion, and I've measured the fabric and I've cut out 2 pieces exactly the same. So the concept of this cushion is one long rectangle that folds around the cushion. You then hem the 2 sides and then flip it wrong sides together and sew the top and bottom side. So it's a really easy envelope cushion, much like the original one, so it just folds over. Now this one has a front and then back pieces, but this is going to just be one piece of fabric that folds round and then has an envelope on it, basically. So really simple. So I've measured my cushion first of all. So I've got the cushion pad here, and then to get the measurement I literally wrapped the tape measure round the cushion to measure it, like basically like that. And then so that the actual cushion, I mean if it's wrapped loosely, is 32, and then I added 2 inches for the double fold for the hems, and then 4 inches for the overlap, because these are quite cushy and I want it to fit it properly. And then I just measured across the cushion, which was across kind of like that. And then I added 1/2 inch either side for the seam allowance. And then I've cut out basically a rectangle here, which is 38 by 19. And then I just need to hem it first of all on both ones, and then I can work out how much to fold over by. So I'm going to go ahead and hem them both, and then I will come back to you. So I have done my hems on the edges, on the shortest edges, and I have added in my label that just says handmade by Kealy, and I've done that on both. And now it's time to fold it into a cushion. So the measurement across is 17 inches across here. So I've simply folded it along, so it measures 17 across, and there's a slight overlap, and then I've pinned it along the 2 open parts, and then I just need to sew down, and then I'll overlock the edge, and I will check in when they are done. So I finished my 2 cushions. So this is kind of the right way up, I think, for the fabric, although it's not really directional. I think you could have it in almost any way. So that's how it looks on the back. The envelope is here with the label on top, and then that's the front. These cushion pads are a bit misshapen, which is a bit annoying, but I think it looks quite cool, and those will make a great addition to my bed, our bed. So I've done that. That's been on my list for like, well, since we moved in basically. So that's 8 months maybe. So now I'm going to get on with some other sewing. So I'm going to clear some of these things away, and then I'm going to change the thread on my overlocker to navy, because I'm going to get on with some navy things. So I'm going to be making the Sew Over It jersey skirt, which is part of one of their sew alongs that Lisa is doing at the moment, and then I'm going to make the Sirocco jumpsuit, but just the trousers. So somebody on Instagram, the Jolly Seamstress, made just the Sirocco trousers, and I have some fabric that I was going to use to make a Sirocco jumpsuit, but I'm going to just test out using the trousers, so I think the bodice will be fine, so that I've got an extra just pair of trousers to wear kind of around the house, and I think that'll be really cool. So I will come back to you later on. Hello everyone, it is Saturday. Isn't it hard to keep track of the days? And I have been doing a bit of sewing yesterday because it's the bank holiday weekend, and I haven't really caught up with you about it, mainly because I just wanted to kind of get on with the sewing. Sometimes filming and sewing at the same time, you can become quite distracted kind of thing. So I've made a few things. I've actually finished all of these things. So what I'm trying to do is clear my box of cut out things and things that aren't finished yet. So the idea is that I either finish them, or I decide that I'm not going to finish those, and or an item, and I just put it away so it's not kind of in that box of current makes, as it were. So things that I've finished. So I made the Sew Over It jersey skirt, which is part of one of their sew alongs, and it's covered in cat hair because I actually wore it. So that one I cut the size 20 and then I had to take it in. So basically I graded out from the 14 at the waist to the 18 on the hip, and that's partially because my hips are quite wide, but also I didn't want it to be quite as tight fitting as the measurements kind of said. So that's that one in just a blue navy ponte that I got from First for Fabrics. I finished this one. So I was debating waiting for mint colour thread to finish this, but in the end I just finished it in white because I'd ordered mint thread 3 times and it didn't come as mint each time. So this is the Frankie tee by Tilly and the Buttons, and this is really cute cotton jersey which I got from Like So Amazing. So a nice relaxing kind of weekend top. Love the little crowned cats. Then I made this one. Now this is a trial t-shirt, so I've actually combined the Agnes tee and the Freya together. So I've got the neckline of the Agnes and the shaping of the Freya because I prefer that, and then the shoulders I've slightly altered to just make them feel like they fit properly, and this turned out really well. It does fit nicely, but there's still a few alterations to make, but this is one that's plain on the back with the pattern on the front. I also made, so this is the Deer and Doe Sirocco jumpsuit, but actually just the trousers of it. So I made it in this kind of sweatshirting fabric, and, or like tracksuit fabric, is not, it's just like a thicker weight kind of jersey type thing. And that went relatively well, but there are a few adjustments that I would need to make if I was to make these trousers again, mainly to do with the length of the trouser. So the front crotch needs to be shorter by about 1 inch, whereas the back is absolutely fine, and then the overall length from the crotch up needs to be shorter by 1 inch. So that's an easy one to make, but then what I'm going to do is just adjust the curve of the crotch and try that. It's just a matter of trial and error, but I made these so that they are wearable. I think they're really quite cute, and I think they might be a bit short because I did shorten the overall length, but I can kind of fold them up and wear them as kind of cropped joggers, so that will still be good. And then this one as well, so another colour block to make. This is the Bertha cardigan by Kealy and the Buttons, and it is a colour blocked one. Now this is all out of scraps of fabric, so these are pieces that I had left from other projects. So this knit is from a Blackwood cardigan, this one is from a jumper I made my sister, this is from another knit that I've got a jumper cut out for my mum, and the waistband is from another Bertha cardigan that I made. So a real scrappy make, but I think it comes together and looks really cool, and I'm really pleased when it's on. So I've been super productive, and I've made quite a lot of jersey things, and that is my kind of go-to, but I thought today I'm going to try something a little bit more complicated, and I have a choice. I had the Rita shirt dress, which would be good for summer, and it'd be my first kind of version, but I think I would make more obviously if it turns out well. I've got the Bobby Pinafore by Kealy and the Buttons, but I'm not so sure about making that right now because it is getting into warmer weather. And then I've got the Ashton top as well, but I'm kind of leaning towards the Rita shirt dress. So I'm going to give that a go, and I will report back later to you. See you later. Everyone, it's Friday, and I haven't been doing too much sewing since the last time I spoke to you. I have been making some masks, so since the government advice has changed and suggests that you wear a face covering when you go into an enclosed space like a shop in the UK, I've made some masks for friends and family so that everyone can kind of do that. So this is my mask that I've made, and I made this partially with the Kealy and the Buttons tutorial, which I will link below. So it does have a filter pocket, and basically what I've done is just folded it over like this, and then you join the two bits together and then you pleat. And I've used thin elastic on this one, but it fits quite comfortably over my face and things, so that's good. So I made this one, and then I made a few more for friends and things, which are more like this, lots of different designs, but I didn't really have enough elastic, so what I've done is used a piece of jersey. So I've cut it alongside the grain in a kind of 1.5 cm strip, and then I've pulled it so it rolls, and used that, and actually it's really comfortable around your ears, and I've washed it, and I think it will stand up to time. You can also tie a little knot in it to adjust the size as well. So I've made about 38 masks so far. I've got a few more to make still, and I'm really pleased with them, and people are really happy to be receiving those. The other thing I've been working on is this, which is my Rita shirt dress. Really nice make actually. I've had a few kind of struggles with it. Fitting in the collar, I didn't stay stitch the neckline because it didn't tell you to, but then the collar was a little bit too small compared to the neckline, so I'll remember that for next time. But everything else has gone to plan. It was a little bit tricky on the inside. You have to put a casing on the inside, which then becomes where the drawstring's going to go. And I've not really done that before, so that was a little bit tricky getting that straight, but I've just used some cotton tape as the drawstring cord. But it's coming together quite well. I finished the sleeves, so my next step is to do buttonholes and sew on buttons, and then just hem it, and it will be done. Really lovely make. I think it looks nice, and I definitely plan to make a few more of these. I have cropped the length a little bit, but I will show you that in another video. So I'm about to film my video for Show Us Your Stash. So it's a challenge that has been set up by Sean from Kittenish Behaviour and Danny from A Pocket or Two, and so I'm going to be filming my video for that to go up tomorrow, so on Saturday, and hopefully this video will go up tonight if I can get it edited and sorted. So I've emptied most of my cottons onto the floor. They're all down there. So I'm going to tidy up a little bit, get my fabrics out to film that video, and then try and get this one edited so it can go up tonight. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please press the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Goodbye.